Consumers are getting a little salty about those fast food meals.
Since when is drive-through like a minimum of $30 for 2 people to eat?
New inflation data this week confirms that prices at fast food restaurants are on the rise, and consumers, well, they've taken note.
It's getting out of hand out here, bro. I'm gonna have to just start eating ramen noodles like college again.
What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Rashad. We back again with the Black Anomaly Rising channel. So I gotta talk to y'all about the minimum wage increase out in California, okay? I've been kind of on and off talking about this topic and the impact to America and to, obviously, mainly the people out in California, but there's some ripple effects, okay? So now people are complaining because things aren't going as they thought that they would. Effectively, people who get to keep their jobs are going to be really happy. But inevitably, as you have like wage increases, if they're too quick and not market driven, but government driven and government mandated, then you have all these downstream ripple effects to the entire fast food industry, which is what the minimum wage increase in California applies to. You have downstream effects to other places of employment, because now people have to try to keep up with the prices or with the wages at places like McDonald's, Burger King, and whatever else is out there in California, not to mention any of the kind of bleeding into corporate America type of jobs, internships. I mean, literally everything is impacted by something like this, especially when you consider how prominent fast food places are. Then yeah, you're going to have a lot of downstream impact. But without further ado, let's go ahead and react to the video where they discuss it in greater detail.
And we begin at 4 with that major minimum wage increase for fast food workers across our area. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carolyn Johnson.
And I'm Lolita Lopez in for Michael Brownlee. Many restaurants already responding to the wage hike, raising the prices on everything from coffee to burritos to burgers.
NBC4's Conan Nolan joins us now from the newsroom.
I mean, well, that's the first order of business is, in general, the reason why anything costs the way it does is because you need to make a profit. So if you don't make a profit with wages increasing, you have to increase prices. I mean, there's really just no other way. Well, there is other ways like firing people, but it's better to increase the prices than to just start letting people go.
With more on what this means, Conan.
That's right. Never before has an industry faced a surge in labor costs like this one. Normally, minimum wage hikes are phased in over time. This was a 25% pay hike all at once. And while it was targeted for fast food workers,
25%?
It is clear the impact will be felt in multiple sectors of the Southern California economy. For fast food workers across California, it was a good day to clock in.
Every hour is just $20, so it's like giving you a $20 bill each time you work and stuff. You know, it's going to help us out a lot.
The state's landmark minimum wage hike for fast food workers of chains of 60 restaurants and above, rising from $16 to $20 an hour overnight. Lizette Aguilar has worked for McDonald's for 17 years. She says she's eager.
Bro, really? 17 years, man. And then I hear her speaking Spanish. Like, they got her speaking Spanish. You work for McDonald's in America for 17 years? You don't speak English yet? Some people act like this is like disrespectful. No, it's not. What's disrespectful about wanting somebody to speak the native tongue for the country? The native tongue for America is English. You don't speak English yet, for real. Or did they just, well, she's more comfortable? I mean, okay. I mean, you could do what you want, especially if that's how they got it out in California. Cool. But to me, it's just weird. You're not speaking English and you work for McDonald's for 17 years. Am I the only one who thinks that maybe, perhaps, you could have been like a little bit more ambitious? Even with the language barrier, there's places you could have went for, you know, that was paying more than McDonald's was, especially after 17 years, man. I worked at fast food for less than 17 months. And I got another job and I was like 15 years old. So if I could do it, and you know, I'm under 18, I'm barely legal to even qualify to work anywhere, then I know that you could do it.
For that first big paycheck. But for franchise owners, the dramatic surge in labor costs, including payroll taxes and workers' compensation insurance, is a nightmare. Michaela Mendelson owns 6 El Pollo Loco franchises, 4 in LA County, 2 in Ventura.
My average store will go up $180,000 a year. As of today, Conan, I'm well into the red. We're losing money.
As with other
she look and sound tired. Like, what's up with that voice? Like, does she have a cold, or is it just how she sound? I mean, I know that's not relevant to the video, but it was very noticeable. And she said she's losing money. What people don't realize, these margins can be razor thin. So when you do stuff like this, it's not just, people just think every business, including like big franchises, they just making hand over fisted money. But if you actually look up and do the research on a lot of franchises, they actually, a lot of these franchisees make less money than I do working like a regular job, like a regular corporate America job. You can make more money than owning a place like McDonald's. It depends on where it's at, right? And what's going on with the local laws. But you can easily make less money. And like she said, she's in the red, losing money. Don't think these people just got all this money to go around. And that's what I'm sure that's what people think. I talked to a lot of people, and that's clearly what these people think. Like, it's like their responsibility to just have so much free money on hand that they can just give you however much money you need. It's just not the reality, folks.
Owners across the state, Mendelson says prices will need to rise. Kiosks went up last week.
I think AI in the more long term, maybe by later next year, will be in the drive-thrus. And you won't know if you're talking to a robot or a person.
So I already got a Checkers near where I live. I got a thing. I can't stop eating at Checkers. But that Checkers has the little voice box, little AI voice. So you don't even talk to nobody. Now the people in the back make the food, but the little box is what takes your order. And it's very efficient. It sucked at first, but they improved it. And guess what they're going to keep doing? They're going to start working with ChatGPT and whatever the X platform, was it Grok, something like that? Yeah, Grok. They're going to start working with that. Not to mention Google has one, Gemini, and all of this stuff they got going on. Man, it's about to get crazy up in here. And you know that they see that as a business opportunity. People are going to, like the really smart people out here, who especially smart and with money, they're going to seize that business opportunity and say, hey, we're going to put some real AI, not that cheapo depot stuff they got now. Once they put the real AI in it, a lot of y'all going to be in trouble if you're talking about working at McDonald's for years and that's your career is at McDonald's. Like, that's just sad. Okay, like, if you ain't, as far as I'm concerned, if you ain't got no type of like physical or mental deficiency, you should not be trying to have no damn career at McDonald's, man. My brother worked at McDonald's as a 14-year-old child. 14. Okay, so yeah, that's extremely unskilled. The fact that they try to make this like this livable wage, this is like a fantasy world. You're not entitled to a livable wage from one measly job that's a low skill job. That's just made up. That's pure leftist fantasy land.
Elsewhere, there's confusion as to which restaurants are covered in the new law. Gabriella Campbell owns a Handel's ice cream franchise in L.A. She asked the author of the bill, Assemblyman Chris Holden of Pasadena, if her store was included in the mandatory minimum wage hike. She says he told her to talk to the group that wrote the law, the Service Employees International Union.
Upon further contact with SEIU, they also decided that their scope was very limited and most likely would not be able to carve out an exemption for us, so that we would probably need to write our own bill.
It may not matter. While the new labor union written law targets fast food workers, it will impact wages in all sectors of the economy in need of low-skilled help. That's according to economist Alan Ginn of the University of San Diego.
Because the labor market's competitive. It's still a tight labor market. Companies are having difficulty finding employees. And so if fast food is paying $20 an hour, other restaurants are probably going to have to at least match that in order to retain their employees. And then,
I mean, dude, this is like common sense. Like, you didn't need an economist. I get the appeal to authority, but it's, guys, I don't know. Is it just that, do people just like not think or something? Because all you got to do is like take phase 1, raise wage. Phase 2, company responds with firing workers, removing some sort of optional benefits that they had, raising prices. It's you don't need an economics degree or a class to understand this, even though I've got a degree in taking economics classes, all A's. But I understood this. I got all A's because it was so easy. It's so common sense. And then workers suffer and it impacts things downstream. Now, every downstream impact, maybe you won't understand. That you're not going to understand that a lot of time without experience or without putting serious thought into it, communicating with people. Now, people have communicated this stuff, though. It's been talked about for years and years politically, but I think it just goes in one side of people's head and out the other ear because they just don't care. They just want the wage increase. And then once they see it, then people start to be like, oh, maybe that wasn't such a great idea. But it's like, seriously, guys? Like, come on.
People outside the restaurant industry will probably have to up their wages.
It's no doubt, because if you got people working like them lower level, like kind of like support jobs over the phone, like them jobs used to pay like $8 an hour, $10 an hour. Some of them still paying that where I live, $11, $12 an hour. And then you talking about a place that's offering like $20 to flip burgers and do basic cashier stuff, like stuff that literal children could probably do. Like actual, like less than 10-year-old kids could probably do, as long as they know how to count, could probably do. Then yeah, that means all them customer support jobs and IT help desk jobs and definitely any of them like warehouse jobs, because a lot of those already kind of give a nice pay, but some of them don't. All of that stuff is going to have to go up now to make it seem more competitive and more prestigious than fast food work. Okay, it's probably not a good thing, and we'll see how it pans out. But there's already been job loss. I already did a video about Pizza Hut out there in California and them firing all their delivery drivers.
A request to interview Chris Holden, the assemblyman who authored the bill, but later on said he was not part of the negotiations. Our sister station in Sacramento, the state capital, KCRA-TV, is reporting that during those negotiations, the Service Employees International Union required everyone who engaged in those talks to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4.
What? A non-disclosure agreement to discuss their wage increase? What the hell is going on over in California, man? This place is so weird, man. I don't understand how people like this stuff. What is wrong with people out in California? I mean, that's literally across the country. I've never even been to California. So look, if you from Cali and you watching this, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. But it seems like a lot of people leaving California. The prices of everything just going up there. Right, a lot of people in a lot of these lower positions are losing because they're losing so many jobs. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, the crime is out of control. Like, California doesn't really seem like it's that great of a place, man, unless you like rich or something. And I seen a dude, he looked like he had a real nice house. Some people jumped over a fence, tried to rob him. I did a video about that a long time ago. It looked like it was a nice area. They tried to like burglarize his home when he was at his front door. And I'm like, bro, I don't understand what it is going on with people out there in California and how you're seeing this. And then you're just like, well, they're still better than the Democrats, or we love Gavin Newsom. I don't get it. I don't get it. But hopefully that this woke mind virus that they got out there doesn't infect the federal government too much. Is kind of already here, because I think Joe Biden is modeling much more off of California than the other way around. There ain't nobody modeling off of Joe Biden, okay? But hopefully this doesn't affect us too much, and we get somebody like Trump in office who can actually slow the course. California, I don't know, y'all might be doomed over there, but at least from a federal level, we don't want some sort of big sweeping federal mandate like Bernie Sanders used to be asking for. I always thought that Bernie Sanders was crazy for this, so I never agreed with him, even when I was more liberal thinking. I never really agreed with like a forced $15 minimum wage, and it's only gonna always increase because you increased the wage, the prices increase, you got to increase the wages again. It's like a cycle. That's why you don't do it like that. It's stupid. It doesn't work. And the Democrats who support this honestly don't have a damn clue what the hell they're doing. And it's literally like freaking shooting yourself in the foot, shooting yourself in the butt. That might be my thumbnail. I did a Daffy Duck one where he stuck the little gun. Y'all remember in the Looney Tunes, he stuck the little gun in a tree, and then it came out the other side and it shoved right up his booty. Like, that's basically what's happening out there in California. But hey, you get what you vote for. That's what you like. That's what you like. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Uproar sparked by Wendy's plans for dynamic pricing.
And $40 more at 3 a.m. We know you want it.